Catherine, you mentioned Theta Healing a couple of times, and you are a
Yes.
master. What exactly is Theta Healing, and how does it work?
So theta healing is a technique where you connect to your inner wisdom, that could be God or source for you too, and your subconscious mind so that you can change really damaging beliefs that are holding you back in your life. So when you think, what we've been talking about, like I'm unlovable, I'm unlikable, nothing ever works for me, right? Um, those sorts of things cause you to make decisions or create interpretations of what's going on in a way that could really harm you and harm your ability to move forward. So you can energetically, with your permission, change those beliefs, and you can also access your trapped emotions. So imagine your traumas, your abandonment, your anger, disappointment, those sorts of things. You can, using that theta brainwave, have your mind talk to your body and release those. And then they get actually replaced with unconditional love and understanding and compassion. And so what happens that's so great is that you take these beliefs that were your most disempowering and turn them into your most empowering beliefs. And then you have these emotions that might have been with you for generations, that have become toxic, and you replace them with your most uplifting ones. What happens is you end up feeling better and lighter. You start making decisions in support of yourself, right? And those barriers, those invisible barriers inside of you that keep you from doing what you need to do to move forward, start coming down. That resistance starts coming down. And all of a sudden, you can call those people for a referral. You can speak publicly. You can sign up for an interview. You can do all of these different things that before, for whatever reason, you were afraid to do. You had a lot of resistance, and now you just don't anymore. And so it helps you move forward at a greater clip and with much more clarity and purpose than you've ever been able to do before.
Yeah, and I'm aware that different people are at the different level of blockages and trauma.
Right.
But do
Uh-huh.
you need to go with them through a certain number of sessions, or did you have certain miracles where after one session they had a breakthrough?
I've had both. And this is what I say about this work, because people come to me. I teach classes, like, I don't know if you can see right here. I teach this class called Inner Bully Breakthrough, which is all about healing your inner critic. And so I teach classes like that and about loving yourself and healing money issues. And I also do one-on-one sessions with people. And those happen to be for people who sometimes will come to me like project oriented, like, I don't get along with my boss. I got to fix it. How do we do this? And we'll go and we'll work together until that's resolved. And then there's other people who come to me like a therapist and say, I want to do this while life happens. In general, I feel like I'm being passed up by other things. Other people are doing better than me, and I don't know why, because I'm the rock of the family, but I have to take care of my parents, and I have to take care of my kid, and I have a business, and I'm married, like all these different things, and you're juggling so much that you don't get to give yourself the kind of attention and focus that you give everybody else. And so you feel kind of left behind. And so I work with people. So I have people who have this like instant things that happen. And I'll give you and I always say all healing, and I will make this generalization and you can agree or disagree, or I'm interested in your input, but I believe that all healing goes to the place of the least resistance first. So if you come to me and you say, I can't rub two nickels together, I don't know why, I lose money, right? It goes in one hand, it comes out the other. And we do a session and then something amazing happens. Then even though that was your top thing, you were ready to let go of that resistance and something happened immediately. So I'll give you an example of that. I had a guy come in and I think we just had one session. It was either one or two sessions. And he was in this slump. He was a salesman, and he was in this 3-month slump. He couldn't get out of it. And it was really triggering. When something like that happens, it gets triggered, and then you're snowballing. The snowball goes down the hill in the wrong direction that you want it to. And so we got to the root cause of what was triggering him and what's the original wound essentially. And after those one or two sessions, he emailed me back. He said, I just sold 400%. I had a 400% increase in my sales, and my company has never seen that in 30 years. And so it was like, yeah, hey, we're doing that. And then I'll give you one that's a long-term thing. So there was a couple that I had that I was working with. Now I was working with them individually, and they were in a very tough place inside their marriage. And it was at that point where they couldn't even talk to each other without fighting. And they had a kid. And so it was really tough because this little girl is like in between her parents. And that's really hard. It's very difficult for kids to see their parents fight. I think it's okay if you allow it to be resolved too, but it was really hard. So the whole family was in extreme stress here. And I worked with them individually because, and you may know this from having a long time, partner, is that we tend to react to the things, any complaint that we have about our partner is something that's probably our issue also, in maybe a little different way, but something. So they were so triggered by each other that I had to really heal what was at the bottom of those triggers, that they felt so disappointed with each other, that they were so angry. What was at the bottom? So defensive. And once I got to the bottom with both of them of this and we healed this, they started becoming more, it was like a gradual thing. They started getting more understanding. They started listening to each other, and they slowly started to be on each other's team again. And then they just took off. And after a while, they stopped coming because they had achieved their goal, which was they were completely connected again. And their family was this wonderful, lean, mean fighting machine again.